You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful...
BTS News Today, Los Angeles hadn't truly gone to sleep that night. The streets still glowed with headlights and cafes echoed with laughter and soft music. But beneath it all, something far greater was unfolding. A rare, almost unexpected moment emerged in the midst of an ordinary night. All 7 members of BTS, RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, had just wrapped up filming a mysterious project that is yet to be officially revealed. And amidst the silence that followed the end of the shoot, it was Jungkook who broke it. He appeared on a surprise live stream, still dressed in his filming outfit, his eyes slightly swollen, his voice low, and for the first time in a long time, he spoke about everything. That night, thousands of notifications flooded ARMY's phone screens around the world. Jungkook Live. No announcements. No countdown. Just a simple caption. I think I need to say something. And in that moment, millions of eyes locked onto their screens. What happened behind the scenes of BTS? What had they been filming together? And why was Jungkook's expression so hard to decipher? He opened the live with a faint smile, but his eyes carried the weight of someone holding something in. The Hyungs were amazing tonight, he said softly. We just finished filming, and it felt like a dream. He paused, looked down. His hand clutched a bottle of water on the table, but he didn't open it. I don't know if I can say this, but tonight, I want to be honest. He mentioned each member, not just their names, but the stories behind the shoot. RM bursting into laughter before the cameras rolled. Jin, still on military leave, showing up just to see them on set. Suga quietly playing their old songs during breaks, bringing waves of nostalgia. J-Hope embracing him after the final take and saying, "You're doing so well, Kooky." Jimin, who without a word, simply patted his shoulder, as if he already knew Jungkook was holding back something. And Taeyong, who barely spoke from the beginning but watched Jungkook closely the entire time. As if he knew Jungkook wasn't just performing that night, he was fighting a storm inside. I feel like I've been changing, Jungkook said suddenly. Not because I don't love BTS or ARMY anymore, but because I keep asking myself, who am I outside all of this? That sentence seemed to take the breath out of the world. ARMYs were silent. Was this a hint? A hiatus? A solo shift? Or something deeper? It turned out that what they had filmed wasn't just a music video or a variety show. Jungkook described it as a reminder, a documentary project that hadn't yet been announced, capturing their journey, but in the most personal way. The cameras didn't just record laughter or rehearsals, but also solo moments, reflections, even tears. And Jungkook, who always appeared strong, turned out to be at the emotional core of many of these fragments. I recorded some of it alone in the practice room, he said with a bittersweet smile. It was 2 a.m. No one was there. I put a camera in the corner and started dancing. No choreography, no script, just dancing to the music and my thoughts. That became one of the most honest moments of my life. He paused again, his gaze vacant. He gently touched his chest. All this time, I've shown a lot of energy, power, style. But I think not many people have seen the part of me that's tired. And this shoot finally gave me the courage to show that. He didn't say whether the documentary would be released soon, but the way he spoke hinted that something massive was coming. A new window into understanding BTS not just as idols, but as people who also grow, hurt, and heal each other. But the most surprising moment was his confession about Jimin. After a long stretch without being seen together, many fans had speculated about tension. But Jungkook disproved all of that, not with a formal statement, but with one honest, simple line. You know, Jimin Hyung, he always knows when I'm not okay. During break, he looked at me and just said, "Stop pretending." I went silent. Then he hugged me, for a long time, and I cried. That single sentence triggered an outpour of comments. Jungkook forever, you're not alone, we're always here, and countless messages of love that filled the screen with purple hearts and crying emojis. Jungkook chuckled softly reading them, but a tear hung at the corner of his eye. He wiped it quickly, but the world had already seen it. He ended the live with an unusual farewell, a line that felt like both a promise and a goodbye, or maybe the start of something new. We finished filming, but not just for the project. We filmed to remember who we are. And I, Jungkook, Tonight, I feel like I met my old self again. The one who dreamed bravely, cried freely, and spoke honestly. Thank you for still being here, for still loving us, for still loving me. I promise I'll keep going, but this time, I'll be honest. The live ended with no outro music, no filters. Just Jungkook looking into the camera, smiling, and saying, "See you soon." By morning, hashtags like hashtag Jungkook Live, hashtag We Love You Jungkook, and hashtag BTS Documentary were trending in 45 countries. Big Hit gave no immediate statement, but internal sources confirmed that the mentioned project would be officially announced within 2 weeks. And if Jungkook's words were true, this wasn't just another documentary, but a mirror reflecting the journey of 7 humans who didn't just conquer stages, but also pain, doubt, and loss. Jimin later posted a single sentence on Weber's, "I know you're strong, but you don't have to be alone." He didn't name anyone, but everyone knew who it was for. Armies now wait with a different kind of anticipation, because that night wasn't just another live stream. It was a confession that had waited too long, and behind the glitz and fame, Jungkook had finally spoken about everything, and the world listened. Jungkook's live became a turning point, not just for him, but for the millions of hearts who had followed him from his teenage years to becoming one of the world's most beloved icons. But what happened after the live left even more people in shock. The next morning, at exactly 6 a.m. Korea Standard Time, CCTV footage from the filming location leaked to Korean media. It showed black vans exiting a closed studio in Mapo, Seoul. But one van lingered, the one carrying Jungkook and Jimin. In the slightly blurred CCTV clip meant to preserve privacy, Jimin was seen waiting outside the van, head bowed, holding something in his hands. Jungkook exited several minutes later, his face tired. But the unforgettable moment came when Jimin walked up to him, looked him in the eye, and embraced him tightly, like transferring every bit of strength he had to his friend. Media outlets began to speculate. Did the shoot reveal something deeply emotional for the members? Anonymous staff members claimed that during the documentary, Jungkook opened up about one of the hardest periods of his life, something he had never discussed publicly. "I want to tell everything," Jungkook said in a leaked fan clip, "about the nights I felt empty, about the pressure of being the golden magne, about losing direction when everyone thought I was strong." The words spread fast. Armies began compiling threads and analyses. Many realized that Jungkook had been dropping silent signals for a long time, in his lyrics, his concert expressions, or even in the quiet moments during his lives. One fan from Brazil wrote, "Jungkook isn't changing. He's taking off the mask we all thought was his real face. And honestly, he shines even brighter when he's just being himself." Later that evening, Big Hit finally issued an official press release. They confirmed that BTS had completed filming a documentary project scheduled for release in October, titled Beyond the Light, BTS, The Real Years. It was described as their most raw and personal project to date, under the concept of no filters, no retakes, no script. In a sudden press conference attended by only selected media, lead producer Kang Ji-woo stated, "We didn't want to show BTS on stage. We wanted to show BTS when the lights go out, when there's no makeup, when they're silent, when they cry, when they ask themselves, 'Who am I?'"
I stopped asking for forgiveness, 'cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear.